Morning. I thought I'd do something different today and just go live while I'm prepping some fabric because I've been very busy making face coverings, as some of you probably know. So I thought that I've got a load of fabric to prep, so I thought I'd go live and prep some fabric and have a chat with you guys. If anyone wants to join me, come and say hello. I know there's a bit of a delay, so I'll just hang on a little bit. There's a couple of people there. Please say hello. Hope you're all okay. Morning, Carol. Morning, Joan. Hello, Chris. So if you don't mind, if you fancy, just having a chat with me while I prep some fabric, because I've got a load more to starch and iron. So hi, Phoebe. Hi, Laura. Hi, Sam. So I'll get the chat up on here. Sorry, I'm a bit croaky. It's the old morning hay fever that I get every morning. Hope you're all okay. Blue Peter. No, I'm not going to show you what I made earlier. I'm going to basically stand and iron some fabric. Right, let me get there. Hopefully I should get a notification somewhere that I've gone live. There you go. Somewhere that I've gone live. There we go. Right, I've got the chat up now, so I can. Anyone wants to? What are you guys all up to this morning? What do I want to do? I just want to quickly check. There we go. I'm trying to talk myself into doing some listing. Haven't done any all week. Well, do some now, Phoebe. While you're here, you can listen to me chat rubbish while you listen. Oh, Joan, you're still in bed. I'm reading over there when I should be reading here. Sorry. I'll end up screwing my face up trying to read small print. You're just having your breakfast, Sam. So I was going to mention it on Cellar Ladies, but we didn't get around to it. So this past week, I've been calorie counting instead of doing Slimming World. Can you hear me okay? Can you let me know if you can hear me okay? I'll just move the mic. Yeah, so I'm testing out basically waiting and eating my breakfast later because I always feel quite sick in the morning anyway. So what I normally do is have a late breakfast and then a late lunch and then have my tea. Hi Mandy, are you okay? Hi Shelley. And yeah, so instead what I've been doing is having a coffee when I first get up and then just having enough insulin because I if you don't know, you probably do, I've got type 1 diabetes, so I have to test my blood when I get up and do a background injection anyway, and then I'll do a corrective if my blood's slightly high. This morning I got up, it was 9, which is not too bad, so I just done a small corrective injection, and then I'll have a brunch about between 11:30 and 12:30, and then I have my tea about we've been having it quite early, so between 4:30 and 5:30, and then just have a little snack later on. But I've been calorie counting. I've been really enjoying it. I had put on, because I joined Slimming World and I lost 4 pounds, and then I lost 1 pound, and then I stayed the same, and then I stayed the same again, and then I thought I went on the scales and I was like, oh my god, I've put on 3 pounds. This is not working. So I've lost that 3 pounds and I'm back to the same weight I was when I had my weigh-in last week. So that's good. Oh, good. You can hear me loud and clear. Excellent. Yes, I'm good. Just a bit croaky from hay fever. I don't know if anyone else has found this, but this year my hay fever's been terrible. In the morning, I probably sneeze about 20 times and cough loads. And then when the tablet starts to kick in, I feel a bit better, and it's always better by the afternoon. But the doctor, I spoke to the doctor on the phone, and she just didn't take it seriously. And I thought, well, surely there must be other people ringing in saying the same thing. And she went, oh, we don't normally give antihistamines on prescription. I was like, well, the antihistamines I'm buying at the shops, which I normally do, because obviously I wouldn't buy I wouldn't get paracetamol and stuff like that on prescription, because it's, you know, draining the NHS. And I said, you know, I've not, if you look back, I haven't had antihistamines on prescription for a long time. I've been buying them myself, but they're just not working this year. Yeah, so Mandy's is bad, and so is Shelley's. So, you know, but some days it's weird. I suppose it depends on what kind of pollen it is. Some days I look like I'm like crying because I just, you know, my eyes are all just like streaming, as well as my nose. But it's more my throat today. I'm all blocked up and cough in the morning with hay fever until I take my spray. Yeah. Yeah, I probably need a nasal spray again. I used to have that. So at the minute I am, because not only have I bought new fabric to make these face coverings, I've been recycling fabric that I already had. So this was a pillowcase, and what I've done is cut the seams off and ironed all the creases out, and then starched it. And this will be the backing, because I've got some lightweight denim like chambray, which is from a duvet cover that Darren had years ago when he was a bachelor. When I first met him, he had this lovely, this was similar to the backing of the duvet, and then the front of the duvet was like a lightweight denim. So I cut that up, and that's what I've been using to make the denim masks. It's really good quality. It was a really expensive bedding set that he bought. Yeah, see, loads of people like me are getting worse hay fever, and the doctor, she wasn't a very nice doctor. She didn't even give me her name, so I can't even complain about her, although there's probably a record of who I spoke to. But if I need the doctors again anytime soon, I will be saying, right, who did I speak to last time? I definitely don't want to speak to her. She was rude. I mean, I would imagine they're under a bit more stress at the moment, but there's no need to be rude. Also, the diabetic clinic have been ringing me regularly to see how I am, and they've been absolutely lovely, really lovely. And you know, my HbA1c, which is your blood sugar, your average blood sugar over a period of time, I can't remember, I think it might be over 3 weeks or 4 weeks, it's gone up slightly. And I said, hopefully it will go down again. I said, I would like to have one again in a couple of months' time, and hopefully it will have gone down. It's only gone up by 2 points. So it was 7.4, and it was 7.2, and it's gone up to 7.4. So, yeah. So, yeah, Joan has antihistamines on prescription. So what are you guys all up to? I've only heard from Phoebe. Listing, or doing any hobbies, or doing some cooking. I'm going to do mixed grill for brunch today. I've bought some Richmond meat-free sausages to try, so we'll give them a whirl and see what they're like. They are, put it in perspective, 2 meat-free Richmond sausages, 133 calories. 1 Richmond normal sausage is 115 calories, so you've got quite a big calorie saving there. So that's good. I'm going to try them, and I'm going to do some just a small amount of potatoes, mushrooms, bacon. Right, next bit. Do this bit of black. You're doing housework, Carrie? Yeah, we did that yesterday. That's what I did before Cellar Ladies yesterday. So I don't know if some of you saw, but last weekend I made a coffee cake because I've been craving it terribly. So last Sunday I made a massive coffee cake using espresso powder, which is what I think they use at Marks and Spencer's. If you've ever had the coffee cake at the Marks and Spencer's cafe, my cake tasted very, very similar. So I reckon they must use espresso powder. Anyway, I was so good. I had 1.5 slices and Darren ate the rest of the cake. And it was like a 12 slice job. And he's had it over the last 4 days. I think he had the last bit the day before yesterday. So he had it over like 4 days. And he just kept saying it gets better and better. So that's good that he appreciates my baking. Oh, this is very creased. I'm not celebrating, but there's a bit of an anniversary today. 17 years ago today, I moved to Newcastle. And I still don't have a Geordie accent. Although I get told when I go back to Suffolk to see my friends and family that I've got a twang, but I don't know. I think I speak to that many people with different accents. It just hasn't affected my. I mean, I speak regularly to my sister and my mum, and then I obviously watch a lot of television with different accents, and then I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, your husband, I love your husband's accent," but he's quite a posh Geordie, really. He's a soft. He's not a soft Geordie. You won't appreciate that. His accent is softer than a lot of people. Coffee cake is definitely my favourite. Yeah, it is mine. Absolutely love it. You've got nothing planned, Carol? Have you got any hobbies that you enjoy? I mean, this is good for me because it's a hobby as well as obviously at the minute. It's good because I feel like I'm helping people as well, because obviously a lot of people need face coverings and a lot of people don't have sewing machines or know what to do, how to make one. I mean, you can just obviously use something like a scarf and tie that around your face. But I like the fact that I'm helping people out as well as enjoying what I do and putting some of the mountains of fabric I've got to good use. Why did I move to Newcastle? Because of my husband. Basically, he got a job with his uncle who was living in Felixstowe, where I'm from, and he moved there in '98. My parents had a corner shop, so I met him briefly a few times as a customer. He used to come. He worked at an arcade nearby. His uncle ran an arcade, and he worked there. And he used to come in the shop and buy cigarettes, which is quite naughty. I was with someone. I was engaged to someone else at the time. So there was no flirting. It was all innocent. I just thought he was nice. I thought he had a nice accent. Nice guy. And then, fast forward 3 years, and things had changed. My parents didn't have the shop anymore. They'd moved back. So we used to live above the shop, and I lived in a flat across the road from the shop with my boyfriend. And then, my parents sold the shop and moved to a little village which is next to Felixstowe called Walton. It's like literally right next to it. They'd moved there, and I was really unhappy with my boyfriend. He was a bit of a waste of space, basically. He had no ambition, no get up and go. Oh, sorry, Lexalicious. Hello, how long have you been there? I was too busy chatting, wasn't I?
So rude. She's so bloody rude, this girl. Honestly. God, look, see, you've got Sam going out. Oi.
You know what it is? I'm absolutely blind without my glasses on. I'm terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I just saw Sam say, Lex is backstage.
Yeah, you
I
just
was
don't
in the
want me.
middle of my little story about meeting Darren.
It's fine. You know, if you don't want me here, it's fine. I'll go.
Of course I want you here.
It's all right. You crack on with your story. I'm just packing up some stuff.
Okay. Did you have some more sales on Etsy?
I've got one to post, but it's going to America, and I'm debating because I've got to go to the post office to do it, and I don't know whether to do it today or wait until Monday because it'll be sod's law that I'll go today, and then I'll get another USA one. I've got to pick up a prescription as well.
Here's a suggestion.
What
I did when I because I sold a face covering to Spain, I done the postage on PayPal.
Can you pop that in a post box then?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You can print off your postage.
Yeah.
And it's got international and all that, and you can put it in the post box if it fits.
Well, I might do that. I might still wait until Monday though, because I have still got to go out because I've got to pick up my prescription.
Right.
And I do want to go to Holland and Barrett, so I might just do Monday rather than today. Yeah.
Did you hear me say I'm enjoying the calorie counting?
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, and it's quite good because I've always felt guilty eating chocolate, but now I get to the end of the day, you fancy a treat, and I've got the calories there to have a little bit of chocolate. And I'm not eating as much chocolate because I know, right, that's the amount I can have. And I enjoy the little bit that I have. So
that's cool. Yeah, as long as you don't, you know, because what I found is when I can have a little bit of something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on, what's that? Still not received my necklace. Okay, right, that's weird. I'll look that up, okay?
The post office is terrible at the minute.
I know yours took ages, didn't it?
Yeah, it took 10 days for me to get an order off eBay.
Yeah.
And I'm quite miffed about it actually, because they messaged me and they said, oh, we haven't got a full roll of this black. It's called Grow Grain ribbon. That's what it's called. I buy. It's like strong cotton ribbon that you buy for the straps. And they said, we haven't got a full 25-meter roll. Can I give you 2 bits of rolls and it'll add up to more than 25 meters? And I said, yeah, that's fine. You know, as long as it's all there.
It up anyway.
Pardon?
Because you're going to cut it up anyway. So it's
that's what I said. I said, yeah, I'm going to cut it up anyway. It doesn't matter. So I get it, and I thought, right, I'm just going to check, because obviously I'd worked out how much I needed for the masks that I'd sold, and I was 4 meters short.
Oh no.
So I managed, thank goodness. I did have some bias binding in my scraps drawer, and I had some grey ribbon as well, so I used that. Thank goodness I had that. Otherwise, you know, I'm still waiting for my stuff that I've ordered for this lot of masks.
Have you said them that it was short?
Yeah, I messaged them and they've not replied. So I really don't want to open a item not as described. But I feel like if they don't answer, I'm going to have to do that because I was 4 meters short.
Yeah, that is quite a bit when you're only, you know, I mean, that's a big percent. It's not like unraveling a whole thing of, you know, bubble wrap, is it?
Which I did.
Which you have done before.
When I looked at it, it just didn't look like that was the amount I'd ordered. So I spent ages. I spent like 2 hours unraveling this bubble wrap, and it was short. I did get some money back.
That is crazy, though, isn't it? Right, Mandy, I'm just having a look at the track and trace. It hasn't updated anything. I do signed for, like, on all of my jewellery.
Yeah.
Like, everything is signed, is tracked. So, I don't know why that's coming up. Yeah, it just says an update will only be provided when we attempt to deliver your item. So, I'm guessing it's in transit somewhere.
Yeah, sometimes I get the thing that says in transit, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't even say it's being delivered, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Luckily, people are honest and don't say, oh, you know, I haven't received the item when they have.
Yeah. That's weird though, because like I haven't had anything particularly late. So typical that it's blimmin' Mandy's, isn't it?
Mm. Well, no, but it's a good thing really, because she's not going to be someone asking, is she? So.
Well, I don't know. I can feel it. You know, that bloody Lex. I tend to send things out like pretty much the same days it gets like ordered.
Yeah.
Other than that one that's going to the USA, that everything else pretty much goes same day. But I still put like, 3-day dispatch on it.
We are blessed with the presence of Carla.
I don't know if blessed is the right word at all.
Hello.
Cursed, I think, was the word you were looking for. Cursed with the presence of Carla.
Not at all.
I'm regenerating as usual. Let me move the computer.
How are you feeling today, Carla? Are you feeling a bit better than yesterday?
I'm not bad. Hang on, there's a bit of a kick-off going on downstairs. Bear with.
Right.
Start with the dog time. Shut up, buddy. You're so annoying. Silly mutt. I presume it's that anyway.
We have progress with Monty, with Hermes. Because I've been using Hermes pickup. And Monty used to go ballistic and bark and that. And he's now just started looking at the guy and wagging his tail.
Oh, that's a lot better then.
Yeah, he's got used to
friend.
He still hates the postman though. Absolutely hates the postman.
Well, because he doesn't bring him any presents. So you only bring bills, no presents.
Morning, people in chat. People are saying hello to me. Good morning, people in chat.
Mm.
Look at this.
What's that?
That is a vintage 1987 Laura Ashley pleated skirt.
Oh.
We must have been a lot more muscular in the 80s because it weighs a ton.
Yeah, I had a school skirt like that was really heavy. It was lovely in the winter though.
That's is it black?
Navy blue.
Navy blue.
Yeah,
is it
schoolgirl fetish style.
Nice.
Yeah.
No. Head teacher mistress.
Yeah.
Someone asking a serious question there. How easy is Hermes pickup? Really easy if you just use eBay to do your postage. You literally just click on collection and it's actually cheaper than it is to take it to a Hermes shop. I think it's 1 penny cheaper. So I think it's £2.84 at the moment.
Yeah, something like that.
And my Hermes guy, Chris.
That's only until the end of June, though, that offer.
The end of June, is it?
Yeah.
Right. Because it was the end of May the offer was on until, wasn't it? And then
I think they extended it because obviously, the government extended lockdown. So I think they went for that.
Yeah.
But I've been using it and I've never really used it before. I only used it for big stuff that I couldn't carry into town.
Yeah, I never have. I've never used them. I've used them
for the first time this week.
Yeah. And it's
sorry.
No, you crack on.
I was going to say I still wouldn't use it for all of my smaller parcels because I don't like the waiting in, wondering what time they're going to come. Even though we're all in at the moment anyway. It's that weird thing. Even if you haven't got anywhere to go, you don't like feeling like you couldn't if you want.
Because you're worried you're going to miss them as well.
Yeah, that's it. Can I go to the toilet? Should I go to the toilet? Well,
Yeah, like we said on
the doorbell sensor thing, you can move it around the house. So I usually just put it in the kitchen if I'm in the kitchen so I can hear the door.
It's not one of those camera ones. They can't see you on the loo, can they? Hi, Chris. I'll be with you in a minute. I'll just wipe.
Yeah, I know I am quite lucky that it's not a particularly dodgy area. I mean, it's not dodgy. Still, I mean, God, how long was it ago now? About 2 years ago, someone tried to break in at night with blowtorch around the thing.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't manage to do it, thankfully. And so now we've got like security cameras and stuff. But, I'm 200 meters from South Wales Police Headquarters that way, and then there's Bridgend Central police station literally over there. And you think this is a decent area, you'd hope, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they had their suspicions of who it was, and they reckon it's a traveling person. You know what I mean?
Someone
Yeah.
move.
Someone on the move. Yeah. Yeah. Because they had a spate of them in a row and then nothing. So
All going in the same direction.
yeah, no, literally, like that. Literally did go in the same direction.
Why is this spirit listing asking me for an inside leg measurement?
Oh, for
Oh.
goodness sake.
Because eBay are very silly sometimes.
Aren't they just?
If anybody's out there who works for eBay, can you not like speak to some actual people who resell clothes to get some ideas of what you need to do?
Karen, there are no actual people at eBay. It's all run by bots.
There are no people anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just us.
That's teaching a robot how to love. It's not going to happen.
Also, this is a size 16, allegedly, right? So just goes to show what we were like in 1987, because the alleged size 16 is a 32-inch waist.
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
Is that
32
12,
inch
is
waist for size 16.
I had a 1960s gorgeous St. Michael's wool tartan skirt, right? And that was a size, I think it was either a 14 or a 16. I'm not kidding. It was like that. I was like, they must mean kiddie sizes or something. It was tiny.
Yeah.
It was more like a size 8. So that's ridiculous. So, you know, when people go like, well, you know, it's okay to be, you know, a curvy woman because Marilyn Monroe was a size 16. Yeah,
It
back
wasn't.
then,
Yeah.
back then she was a 16, which is a now 8, you know?
Well, you've got to remember as well with films and that, it adds a lot of weight when you actually see people in real life that are on TV and they're so much slimmer.
Carla,
Yeah.
the camera had 10 pounds.
How many cameras were on you?
I love that.
Oh, look at that. Joan says she had her car broken into on Christmas Eve 2 years ago. The guy had dropped his lighter and they got him from the DNA off of it.
Wow.
Smoking is bad for your criminal career.
That's awesome.
That is
Yay.
good.
Yeah, they didn't get any prints off mine other than my prints, because obviously I looked at the scorch marks round the door and I was like, what's that? So there was just my big old fingerprint like right in the middle. Like, oh, never mind.
Well, the incidence of burglaries here is very, very non-existent. I was going to say low, but I think it would say non-existent because the amount of windows, the amount of people per how much space there is. Someone would see something.
Very overlooked.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you're protected though, because you could be also overlooked by people who just don't care.
Hello, Heather. Good morning.
People who literally sit out their window watching you being burgled, going, "Oh look, Karen's telly was nice." Morning, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Loving the green there. That suits you, the green.
Oh, it's my dressing gown.
That's lovely.
It was me thinking I had to get dressed before we went live, but Heather looks so glamorous that she doesn't have to.
Oh,
I do like that dressing gown.
Claire Borden's asking me if I'm going car boot tomorrow. I am, I think. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to go. I'm going to go really early so that hopefully I can still do the live at 10 as usual. So they're letting sellers in. They're letting sellers in at 6:30 and buyers at 7 o'clock. And I intend to be, said she, bravely thinking she can get up that early. I intend to be there amongst the first throng.
I was going to say, that's ambitious, isn't it? 7.
It is a bit. It is a bit. What I'll look like by 10 is another matter entirely.
Yeah.
Good luck with it.
Well, I'm expecting it to be mostly traders with stores. I'm not expecting there to be very many amateur store holders.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting it to be mostly resellers and traders buying as well. I'm not expecting there to be an awful lot of amateur shoppers either. So, I mean, luckily I don't buy collectibles or or Lego, all the things that people throng for. You know what I mean? I tend to go around and, well, you see the kind of shit I pick up. Nobody else wants it. So
Quality merchandise, dear. Quality merch.
Oh, no.
hashtag cool merch. But yeah, I'm not expecting to have to get into any fist fights or any shoulder to shoulder kind of, you know.
Only with Josh.
Only with Josh. I don't know if Josh is going to be able to go. Not able to go. Obviously, Josh is able to go, but whether Josh is going to be able to go at 7 a.m.
Well,
is a whole other ball game.
If he just stays up, just doesn't go to sleep.
Yeah,
the night before.
because he's not great at being, you know, he's not a morning person.
No.
Morning, Nick and Andrea.
Oh, hello.
Oh, fab. That's good.
That can't be you, Nick. There's no way you're
It
up.
is Nick. It is
He
Nick.
hasn't
Because if
been
it was
to bed.
Andrea, it'd be Andrea.
I bet he hasn't been to bed.
Says we are off to a peaceful Black Lives Matter demo soon with Ellen, hoping for no rain. Fingers crossed.
Oh.
Yeah. Good for you, Nick. There's one in Cardiff, I think, soon. There was one the other day outside the castle. And
Yeah,
I
there's
think
also one tomorrow.
Yeah, I think there's another one, but I'm sure it's in a bit of Cardiff that it's kind of difficult to get to. As in, it's like a train to Cardiff and then a bus to wherever it is. So
It is Nick, and he says he has slept a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
In other words, went to bed at 5 and got up again at 6 or something stupid.
yeah,
Oh dear God.
It's very windy today.
it is.
Yeah.
I was just saying I do need to go to town, but I think I'm going to hold off until Monday to do it.
Yeah, 'cause it'll be busy, won't it?
Yeah, I think because it's a Saturday as well, and I'm not sure if the post office is opening hours on Saturday because I know there's certain days where they're like closing early because they're so quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, ours was always only ever open till 1 o'clock on a Saturday anyway, and then recently they changed it, but they didn't open till 10. So it's
Yeah.
only 10 till 1, but I don't know if I can help it.
Wow.
So I know they're open on a Monday morning, so I can do that. I can pick up my prescription, and I can go to Holland and Barrett as well, and I can find my £6 voucher for Holland and Barrett from somewhere that I've got, so I can spend. Woohoo!
Oh yes, you're allowed now.
I am allowed, and do you know what? I haven't really bought anything. I bought food.
You've fallen out of the habit of spending money.
I think so. I was like, well, it's Friday night. Normally on a Friday night, I'll rent like a film off the PlayStation store, like just anything I haven't watched. Like, right, there's something new, and that's obviously come from working in Blockbusters, always watching films like every week. And you can rent. There's a couple of films come out, like say Cats, for example, which I don't want to watch, but I want to watch out of curiosity. Now, before I would have gone, right, £3.50 just to watch and laugh at it and go, oh my God. But I'm like, I'm not paying £3.50 to watch a film with going to be crap. That's actually silly. So I will wait. I will wait for that one. And
Yeah, I'm always like £3.50 to rent it. If I wait 6 months, I get it from the car boot for £1, then I'll own it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's Jojo Rabbit that I do really want to watch, but I really wanted to watch it a month ago. And now it's like, well, now it's going to be really soon for it to come on free. Like probably like next week.
Mm.
So I'm sure I could wait another week and have it for free. So I didn't end up paying for a film.
Yay.
Yay.
Very
Oh,
well, Mike. And Mike, I will tell you, see, look, he got his masks on Thursday. I sent them the previous Tuesday.
Wow.
It took so long to come. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if anyone does order any off me, I will send them as quickly as I can. But as I say, the post office is being very slow at the moment.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, hopefully Mandy's necklace gets here pretty soon. I know I've got a return at the moment, and they've said they posted it to me. And eBay is sending me a message going, it's time to refund your buyer. And I'm like, well, I haven't bloody had it back yet.
Well, exactly.
So no, it's not time at all.
So I last night I ordered some navy fabric with bumblebees on because I had a request from Catherine. The
Be
bumblebee.
popular.
And I ordered some more leopard, and I ordered some snow leopard as well. So I'm looking forward to getting those.
Yeah, the snow leopard looked nice.
Yeah.
So are you going to do some with elastic as well for a bit of variety?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, can I have a snow leopard with elastic?
You can, yes.
Thank you. It's only because, like, it's cool if you're keeping the mask on like the whole time you're out, but I tend to walk around and then only put it on when I'm actually going in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite difficult, like when you're like wearing gloves or something, and if you've got your hair out like I do, because I don't tie it up, it gets caught in my hair.
Yeah, I have a similar problem because my hair's really slippery. So
Yeah, I knew that there was no point in me ordering one that I had to tie up, that it wouldn't stay on. So they've got to go around me luggles.
Oh, they stay on. They stay on absolutely fine. They almost stay on a bit too well, Karen. Which is isn't it?
Well, that was my thinking, you see, because obviously when I do eventually, I mean, the hospital have been on to me saying they want to do blood tests and X-rays because of my flare-up that I've had, and I'm like, I'm so scared to come in the hospital, but I'm going to have to at some point.
Oh, Karen, the hospital will be like the safest place for you right now.
Yeah, she did say that the clinic, where they're doing the blood, is really quiet because people are not coming in.
Yeah.
And my lot of bloods I had done were borderline, which means that my inflammatory markers are going up, and they just want to make sure that it's not getting any worse. But as I said, a lot of my symptoms have got worse, so it's possible that has happened. So I
wouldn't worry about going into hospital, because they're going to have like they said, it's quiet, and they're going to be ultra safe, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mandy would like a snow leopard mask with elastic. You better start writing things down.
Yeah.
And Carrie wants to know what the T-shirt was, Heather, that you were listing, the band T-shirt.
Oh, this one. Hang on a second. I was just looking it up. It's Mark Knopfler, who's from
Dire Straits.
And the band is the album was obviously called Privateering. Oops, there we go. And it had the tour
Dire
dates
Straits, isn't it?
on the back.
That's cool.
It's quite a small one though. It looks like it's about a 34 chest. But it doesn't look like a ladies' fit one, so that's kind of weird.
Well, that was a bit distressing. I just opened my phone to Google Mark Knopfler and checked that he was in Dire Straits. He was, yeah. And what popped up when I opened Google on my phone was the images of Peter Stringfellow in his pants that I was looking at yesterday. Didn't want to see that. For anybody who didn't watch Cellar Ladies yesterday, I wasn't just looking at Peter Stringfellow in his pants. That's not just how I spend my Fridays. There was context behind it.
A Friday feast for the eyes.
That's just a regular thing, though. She's always looking at that.
Karen wants to know if you've got any Fortnite or Harry Potter fabric. If so, can she have two with elastic for the kids?
I'm waiting on some Harry Potter fabric, which is Sam has bought, but I shall ask Sam if it's okay to use some. And I can't get Fortnite fabric. They haven't made it yet.
Print your own, for God's sake, woman. How slack are you?
A couple of years.
Just get a bit of screen printing going on.
Unless it's like pre-ordered, it takes a couple of years for them to actually design and make and print and weave the fabric.
And Mandy wants to know how to pay you.
Don't pay me yet. Wait till I've got the stuff, because I got really stressed last week because I had all the masks sitting there and I couldn't send them because I didn't have the ties. So I want to make sure I've got everything I need first before anyone pays me, because it was really stressing me out. If that makes sense.
Leanne said that her daughter had to go to A&E this week with a really swollen ankle after an insect bite to get antibiotics, and she felt really safe there.
Oh, right, okay.
So, yeah.
Thing is, part of me is quite scared as well, because if it has got worse, then I've got the beginnings of lupus, which I really don't want. So I'm hoping that's not the case.
Have you ever watched House?
No.
In House, like they, because they try and diagnose something like every episode. it's always lupus, and then it ends up not being lupus. So
Yeah.
it's not lupus, all right?
Okay.
If there's anything that I've learned from watching House, it's not
It's
lupus.
never lupus.
Never lupus.
Well, but one of the telltale signs of lupus is you get like red colouring across your nose and across the tops of your cheeks. So if you ever see that on me,
Karen, I've got exactly the same.
yeah,
I mean,
No,
you
I've
can't see it
got
right
that
now.
vodka, though.
I haven't got that. I've got all the other symptoms, but I haven't got that.
Yeah,
So,
but I have got that.
you have got that.
Does that mean I've got lupus? No, because I watch Harry.
No.
Symptom schmimptom. That's what I say.
I mean, I'm a firm believer in stress makes things worse, doesn't it? So,
Definitely.
we've all been quite stressed lately. So,
Morning, Auntie Sue.
Oh, morning, Sue.
Karen says she'll just have a Harry Potter one if possible, then please.
right. I have got
I'm basically now your secretary. I'm just
you're reading for me because I can't see a thing. So I need to write snow leopard, Lex,
And Mandy.
and Mandy.
Leanne. Yes, all my mugs are listed. They're all listed and have been for a long time. It's clothing that I've got a huge backlog of. Clothing and more clothing, and there might be some clothing.
You know what I've seen? Not exactly a spike in, but I've definitely sold a few more than usual. Is vintage scarf clips, and I'm guessing that's because people wearing face coverings, scarf coverings, and they want a little pretty something to go on it.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of scarves I need to get listed, my kind of surplus backlog. I really ought to get those on because I did that before. I tied a scarf around. It was much easier than a mask. But it was a bit hot. That's the only thing. It's a bit warm.
Yeah. I was wearing like a pink bandana for a while, but that was getting a bit fiddly as well. Like, and very hot. And if
I get my hair caught up in it as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
because I normally wear a hat when I go out as well, and I was wearing shades, and it's like I just look like a bank robber, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, balaclava. Never been a better time to wear one.
No. I did.
It's funny actually. Sorry.
I did have a dream last night that I bought a visor, and it was really cool. It was from Jaeger, but someone had adapted it, and it was also a set of headphones. So like you would wear headphones, but like round the front. So like the cushion bit was on your forehead. Then the visor bit was at the front, and then they put like these really cool like angel kind of wings going up, so very kind of like Romanesque looking. I was like, oh, actually, that's a kind of banging idea. That.
Yeah, get that one nailed.
Get it patented quick.
Cool. What were you going to say, Carla?
I was just going to say that it's funny how your perception changes of things, because not that long ago, if somebody had walked towards me in a mask, I would have been A, a bit surprised, and B, a bit suspicious, a bit like, what's going on here, you know? Blokes walking around with a scarf over their face and their hood up, you'd have been like, whoa. Whoa. And now you're like, yeah, whatever. Muggers must either be having the time of their lives or really pissed off.
Yeah.
Because for starters, it's more difficult to mug people when they're going 2 meters. 2 meters.
Yeah.
Back. Everyone's alert.
What was the breakout that was 10 years ago? Was it SARS?
Yeah. Or Ebola.
10 years ago, when I was at the airport in Spain, there was a group of people with masks on, and I went, "You lot are stupid." You know, I shouted it. I went, "You lot are stupid," like that. And Mum was like, "Shut up." And I feel like now I feel stupid for doing that, because, you know, they were worried and they wanted to wear masks at the airport.
I always used to see it around London anyway, but that was more because of the pollution in the air.
Well, there's Asian visitors have often worn them anyway, because it's more frequently worn in their home countries, and apparently it's always been worn more as a courtesy rather than a fear. So more of a courtesy to others than of a fear of what you might get from others. Because I had a bit of a read up on it a while ago. So I've always looked at Asian students or whatever walking around Bristol and they've got masks on, and I've been a bit like, oh, is our hair not good enough for you?
Yeah,
You know?
that's exactly what I was
I
thinking.
see. You want to come to study here, but our hair is not good enough. And then I catch myself and go, hang on, stop it, you know?
I didn't realise before. It's only since all this that I didn't realise that you're wearing the mask to protect others, not yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I thought you wore it to protect yourself.
No, you wear it to
No.
protect others. So
Yeah.
there was a good analogy that I saw the other day, which was that if you go out with no trousers on, if everyone goes out with no trousers on and somebody pees on you, you will get a lot of their pee on you. If you go out with trousers on, they don't have trousers on, and they pee on you, you will still get a fair amount of pee on your trousers, but less of it will touch your skin.
Mm.
And if you go out and you've both got trousers on, they will keep all of the pee to themselves. So people remain in their trousers. So that's it. You're wearing that mask to keep all of your germs to yourself.
Mm.
You know.
And I think it's actually a sign to other people as well, isn't it? It's a sign that says, like, I'm being like a protective person, you know, respect that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
There go the dogs.
There they go. Must be someone at the door.
Oh. I've had my post for the day, and I'm waiting for the DPD guy to pick up 2 big pictures that I sold yesterday, and I've packaged them rather nicely, I have to say.
Yes, I saw that.
Like they you know, I've done well with their pack. I did a lovely big Franken box out of a mega thick cardboard box. I'm quite proud of it, actually. You know?
Yeah, it's always a sense of achievement, isn't it, when something ungainly gets packaged?
I felt like sending it to Nick for his box porn, you know. It's like, whoa, look at that. It's a good one, that. He loves his box porn.
Oh, yeah. I hate packaging.
I wanted to tell you guys something when Nick was saying about the Black Lives Matter march. Something really sad when I was a child, right? My dad was in the army and we were still in Germany, and he had a lot of army friends, and one of them was this black guy called Terry. And I've never, you know, my parents always taught me, because they had friends from all over the world, never judge anyone by what they look like, judge them by their character and the person they are. So we were all like that as children. And he always used to make us kids feel uncomfortable because he felt like he had to joke about the colour of his skin all the time. It obviously something that he done when he was in the army because he got picked on. He used to make a joke all the time about his colour, and it used to make us feel uncomfortable. But I don't know if that was just his auto setting, because that's what he was used to doing. But it made me really sad as a child that he felt that he had to do that. I don't know.
My friend Mazuka came over from Zambia when she was like, God, how old would we have been? 8 years old, and she joined our junior school.
Oh.
And then her sister, Mazuka Makumbi, was like 2 years below, and obviously they were the only black kids in our school. And so the first day they joined, you know, they had crowds around them, and obviously because she, you know, she's from Zambia and she spoke like Swahili and stuff, and they were like, oh, say this, and what's it like over there and stuff. And it was great because like it's young kids, that it wasn't the like, oh, you're a different color. It was like, oh, you come from Africa, like that's, you know, this place that we've only barely heard about. What's it like? You know, and it was great that it was all about that rather than, oh, you're a different color, you're weird. Yeah. So what food do you eat? And, you know, that nice innocent thing that kids do, just like, you know, so is it really hot there? And are there lions there? And stuff like that, you know, because kids are just
curiosity.
Yeah, but it was nicely sweet. It's like, yeah, tell us. And it was sad when she went back to Zambia, because she went back when she was 16 years old, like just before we went to A levels. Like we've all stayed in touch ever since. And she was obviously really sad about going back because, you know, she spent most of her, you know, growing up life in Wales. And so she was sad about going back, but she did so well when she went back. She went to university, studies as a journalist, and now she's like all around the world doing stuff. Like, yeah, fair play. That was probably best off. I think at one point she was like a TV announcer as well, and yeah.
Yeah, we only had one black kid in our year at school, and it's just so ridiculous. His nickname to this day is Sooty, and I
God.
just think that's ridiculous. That is what he's known as at work, and I you know, I don't know how he feels about it. I've never asked him. I should have done, really. I personally don't think that's right.
That's a bit of a throwback to the 70s, isn't it? And
It is.
It really is. That, you know, that it's not a diverse place, Felixstowe in Suffolk. It really isn't. You've got literally all the Chinese people have Chinese takeaways. It's like that. There's no. Whereas here, you've obviously got Chinatown, and there's you know, it's very multicultural. Where it's just not in Suffolk.
yeah, it's not particularly multicultural around here, and we've got a big Polish community, I think. Yes, we like the
Jewish community.
like the Polski Sklefs. And then there's my friends Alex and Lucas that came over from Poland, and they could barely speak any English at all, but they were qualified. Alex is a qualified nurse, and then Lucas is qualified physiotherapist. And so they managed to get jobs like pretty much straight away, right, in the NHS. And now they learn English in like 3 months. Like none of us could do that. I could have learned Polish in 3 months.
Yeah. Well, Darren's uncle, his wife's Thai, and I'm trying to think how long she's been here now. I think she's been here about 6 years, and she hardly spoke a word of English. She's just learned it herself. She's got a job. She just learned it herself. I think she went to evening classes as well. But it's so nice because, like, for years, if we had family get-togethers, you'd say a couple of words to her, and that would be it. Whereas, you know, last summer, we had a lovely conversation. So nice.
I like the analogy that that Soul 69 says, and I've seen this in a meme before. Totally right. A group of gay men getting ready for Pride. One applies glitter, and within 10 minutes, everyone is covered in glitter. Going back to the whole like wearing masks and stuff, and that is absolutely true. You come back from Pride, and you're like shitting glitter for weeks afterwards. And it's just like, how? Honestly, it's on everything I own now. It's on the cat. Like I didn't even wear glitter. Like it's everywhere.
Yeah, and Stall 69 is from Felixstowe, so he's agreed with me and said it is very narrow. It is a very, very narrow place.
Yeah, it's a bit like that here, but not so much.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, it was fairly unusual to see anyone of any colour.
Yeah.
But now we have thriving communities from all over the world, and it's so much nicer. I mean, it's the one thing when I lived in Croydon that I actually liked and appreciated, was the fact that, you know, taking Alex to his little playgroup was like the United Nations. It was fantastic. You know, people from everywhere.
Oh yeah, I've got to say that is probably the one positive about Croydon.
Yeah.
Is
multicultural, accepting of anything.
Yeah, you get it. Everyone there, everyone. Yeah, in all possible combinations as well.
Yeah. And I really love that about it. That was one of the things that I really enjoyed about Croydon.
Yeah, and because of that as well, a fabulous like range of shops and takeaway, like Asian supermarkets, and you know, like, you know, Jamaican chicken places, and, you know, not just like your standard, there's McDonald's, KFC. You'd have blooming everything. It's awesome.
Well, that was what was so lovely. We still go back to Croydon, and that's the only reason we do, if we have to do IKEA, is because there's the Wingyip supermarket with the restaurant that's attached to it, where, you know, it's full of the Chinese community, basically, because the food's so bloody good.
Yeah.
And it's heavenly. It spoiled me because I can't eat normal Chinese without just thinking, ugh.
Yeah, I can't.
They say that. They say if you go into an Indian restaurant and lots of Indian people are in there eating, you are in the right one.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's a lot spicier. There's an Indian restaurant here, like a buffet place, and it's always full of Asians. And we had a meal there, and oh my god, everything was so much spicier.
Yeah.
I wonder if they tend to tone it down. Then a lot of places maybe tone it down for the
Yeah.
English consumer, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. You got fan mail.
I have. It's from Lisa Heidinger,
Ooh.
and she has sent me budget planner organizer refill
Fair.
and a Chromebook. My brain's gone. One of my British Library
One of them.
One of those. She sent me one of those. Thank you very much, Lisa. She's not there, but thank you much. Thank you
Oh,
much. Thank you very much, Lisa. And I'll message her and thank her as well.
that's cool.
Just
Lovely friend. I've also got my
friend mail. I like fabric.
maybe
Request.
and these have arrived.
What's that?
These are the rolls of blue paper that go in my little Perry Point printer that I ordered from Wish in February.
Wow.
She can't make an S there, darling.
I've been refunded for these, and now I feel like I ought to contact Wish and say they've arrived. Shall I pay you? But they are actually only about £1, so it's not really
Max,
not a major deal.
sorry, I got a cat on my clothing. Get off.
I thought of Ant when I found this bit of fabric I had left over. It's camouflage, but can you see it's all shapes of ladies?
Oh.
Cool.
Oh,
Brilliant.
That's fun.
So I made some console covers, and I've got a scrap bit left. So there's enough to make a couple of masks, I reckon, out of that. So.
Excellent. Somebody will want camo. I won't order a mask for Anthony because he won't wear it. He's very much kind of like, no, can't breathe. He puts his scarf over his face sometimes, and he doesn't get public transport ever, so that's not going to be an
That's because he doesn't come into contact with a lot of people. He's a hermit that lives in the woods.
Exactly. He hasn't been in a supermarket since all of this began. He's only ever been to little corner shops. He puts his scarf over his face when he goes in there. He said to me, I'm never going shopping again. I said, well, luckily for you, I am. Otherwise, you'd starve.
Hello, Maximus.
he's got his head stuck in my armpit, so
Oh, he's having a little cuddle.
he likes a little cook chap. He loves a cuddle.
Oh, pretty boy. Look at you. He's like, yeah, I'm beautiful.
Oh, he's so pretty.
He is pretty.
Bit
Oh,
difficult.
no.
Can hear him ribbiting.
Come on, go down there a bit, because you're clawy. No, you can't walk on the computer. Get down.
Well, yes, I can. I'm a cat. I can do whatever the hell I like. Those are the rules.
Them's
If you
the
believe I
rule.
can't walk on that computer, you are vastly underestimating me.
Yeah.
So I will not let you walk on that computer. Oh, this is a bit of an eyeful.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Vintage.
That's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Cool.
A bit Pat Butcher.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Who's that? Is that Kathy Burke?
I think
Gorgeous.
gorgeous. I think it is.
Yeah.
It's not the same bit as the Young Maine, is it? Oh, Young Maine.
No. Oh,
That's your age.
maybe.
You're right.
Gorgeous. Oh, Young Maine. I don't know if that's the same, or whether I've mixed two things up.
I don't know. I can't remember now.
It's a long time ago. We've been watching some of them. They're quite funny.
I want to go back to sleep.
Oh yeah. I didn't have. I mean, it's a full moon last night, so I do find my sleep is more interrupted. I don't sleep all the way through on full moons.
Could that be why Monty was so hyperactive last night?
Probably. And it's windy as well, which tends to unnerve animals, doesn't it, a bit?
He was really. He was convinced there was one of his toys or something under the sofa, and he just kept crying and putting his nose under the sofa.
Oh dear. Right, you wash now, Cat. We done?
Yes, Karen made an excellent point there in the chat, in the side chat.
Sorry.
Karen made an excellent point there in the side chat. Every person deserves to be treated as a person, not as a label.
Apart from Trump.
Oh yeah.
He's not a person, is he? So that's
No, he's a twat. A prized pillock is what he is.
Couldn't even watch him yesterday. Like, it's like you couldn't get any more offensive than patronizing.
When he's talking, he's so pleased with himself. Have you noticed how he does this? He puts his head from side to side, like, what I'm saying is so brilliant, and I'm just so brilliant. And
Genuinely thinks he's a wonderful, wonderful person, a wonderful leader.
And you could see all of his advisors behind him just going, you know, face palming, just going like, no, Donald, that's not what you should be saying, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, incredibly dense man.
It's quite scary.
Well, I mean, it is. If you think back sort of a number of years ago, you couldn't have made it up. You just couldn't have thought.
No.
As a fiction, it'd be like, oh, that's stretching it a bit.
I've been watching the Jeffrey Epstein documentary.
Yes, we have, yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
And it's like there is not a cat's chance in hell that Donald Trump did not at least know what was going on.
I think that's why he was killed.
Of course it was. Of course.
He had something on Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's been bumped off before. Before he goes to trial.
Prison cell, or I'm going to expose your secrets.
Yeah.
Darren thinks it was Clinton, but I think it was Trump.
Ooh.
Yeah. Carly, you're looking very pensive there.
Sorry, I'm reading Trump's latest. I don't know why I decided to do this. It's not making me happy.
No, it won't.
It's not bringing me any fucking joy. Sorry, Karen, swearing on your channel.
It's all right. I'm not monetized yet.
No, he's a disgrace, isn't he?
He's a disgrace to the human race, not just to America or to politics. He's a disgraceful human being. I feel like you've let us all down, to be honest, all of us. Imagine if people are looking from other planets. Imagine if we're being observed from other planets, and that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, it does make you embarrassed to be a human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not one of us.
Not one of us.
The corruption, though, in this country as well. Darren watches two guys on YouTube that do interviews with people that don't get to have their say on mainstream media. And one of them was talking to the guy that was involved with. He was high up in police in London, and it was all to do with the paedophile rings and all that stuff. And the stuff he said that obviously hasn't come out in the press, honestly. And the fact that Jill Dando was murdered basically because she was about to come out with she was doing a big investigation into paedophilia in the government and all that, and she was basically taken out because she was going to expose people's secrets.
Do we know this for sure?
Well, it was a guy in the police that was talking about it and saying all this, investigating.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say we have to be a bit careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, even small channels that aren't monetized can get sued if they're a little bit uncareful about what they say.
However,
I'm not.
Trump is a twat. Trump is a twat.
Trump is a twat, and Trump can sue me as much as he fucking wants.
Yeah. Bring it on, Trumpaloony, because
you can't sue me for saying you're a twat, Trump, because it's true. You can only sue for stuff that isn't true.
Yeah.
You'd have to prove that you weren't a twat before you could sue me, and I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, I'm so sleepy. Why am I so sleepy?
No, there was a guy from Liverpool who was telling his story about he was involved in gangs in Liverpool, and that the police just had a vendetta against him and his family. And a part of me was thinking, well, you know, maybe you just think that because you got caught. But,
Yeah, criminals do tend to feel a bit persecuted. Funny that.
Mm.
Yes, I've got a charge list as long as my arm, but you're just picking on me.
Yeah, I got screwed by my lawyer. Well,
Yeah.
the American justice system is crazy, though. The whole thing. You can settle, you know, a court case with cash.
yeah.
Yeah, you can buy your way out of it, like one rule for the rich, eh? And that's allowed.
Like that. Like what?
Yeah.
Insane, absolutely insane.
And the fact that people have been in prison for years and there's actually no evidence that they done the crime, but they're
And the 3 strikes thing as well.
Yeah,
it's a very odd system. I don't think it's a good way to live.
No, it's very, very odd. And the overpopulation of their prisons as well. You know, have you seen the Louis Theroux documentaries where he went into like the crazy bad prisons? Like it is just a breeding ground for like, you know, internal murders and, you know, drugs and just wow, like
Yeah.
scary, very scary. You know, it's not for rehabilitation. It's just, you know, lock them up and throw away the key, isn't it?
Yeah. Just let them get on with it and let them kill each other. And
Yeah.
If you weren't that criminal when you went in, you're sure as hell going to be by the time you come out. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Chris Tyler says I was up drinking with Andrew and that's why I'm sleepy. I wasn't up. I only watched Andrew and Aid and that for about 5 minutes and then I went to bed.
And that's because you just wanted to have a little look at Aid, wasn't it?
It was because you said Andrew was wearing the dress, so I went to have a look. But by the time I got there, he'd taken it back off again.
Have you ever hugged Aid, Carla?
Have I what?
Ever hugged him?
I don't think so. I don't tend to hug people.
It's not known.
I've had about 4 hugs off Aid.
Oh, is he flirting with you? I've sat on his knee.
Ooh.
Why?
To be fair, it was I was drunk and kind of fell onto him.
So this is intended to make me jealous. It's not. It's just making me curious. I'm like, why would you do that?
No, I think it was at Hitchin, and Becca had, you know, like a sneaky, you know, have a little bit of this. And already I was slightly, you know, intoxicated. So I was like, all right, I'll have another one. And then I kind of...
For the purposes of the audience, the little bit of this was further alcohol, not any other substances, because you've made it sound really dodgy.
Well, no. Oh, no, I mean, that's Becca gave me a little gin. She wasn't plying me with anything else, just gin. So, all right, have a little tot of this. And then I went to get it and I was like, whoa, okay. Because there was loads of bags and stuff on the floor. And I think I must have like tripped over a bag and then was just like, Aid's there. I'll just aim towards him as I fall. So it's more that he broke my landing, really.
Nice soft landing.
Yeah.
Oh, bugger's got holes in.
And then he helped to keep me steady for a moment. Yeah, I think
I was single.
He wasn't. I have no idea about his relationship.
He wasn't single at the last Hitchin meetup because he'd met someone. But I think if I've understood what he said recently correctly, it didn't pan out, and they're and he's back on the market again.
Great. Yeah,
Just before you guys came in, it's 17 years ago today that I moved to Newcastle.
Wow.
How did you happen to know that?
It was on my Facebook timeline.
Oh, so does everybody maintain a list of things that have happened in their head, or I always wonder if it's me that just has no memory for these things, or whether
I have a memory for dates. Like I know I met Darren on the 18th of September 2002 because it was supposed to be my friend's wedding.
Lex,
they,
when did we meet?
Huh?
When did we meet?
When did one leave?
September 2017. I
So the
think,
first time I met Karin would have been the first Hitchin meetup. But
yeah.
I think that might also have been the first time I met Lex.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
drove up together, but we had never actually met in person until that day.
Yeah.
Because I said,
Wonderful.
I basically, Nick was like, who will come to a Hitchin meetup? And I was like, I will, and I'll bring Lex. And you were like, oh, okay.
and I did that video where it was like, oh yeah, me and Carla are gonna get on so well, and then
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I do remember the video. That was hilarious.
Oh, and
Yeah.
then you were singing in the car.
We did the
Oh, no,
stony silence in the car first.
the one where we were just like, yeah, we're gonna get on so well, it's gonna be great, and then cut to us just going.
Mm. Yeah.
First time I met Nick in person, he was like, "Oh yeah, you are little." It's like, thanks.
It's not what you want to hear, though, is it really? And all I got was, "Oh, aren't you tall?" I was like, yes.
Karen
Because
said,
when I'm on screen, I'm sitting down.
sorry.
So I just said, when I'm on screen, I'm sitting down.
These ones are small and these ones are far away.
Yes.
Yeah, Karen says she knows the date she moved to Rochester is 31st October 2006, but the only reason it's bolted into her head is because the date 31st October 2031 is the date of No More Mortgage.
Ah, okay.
Only 11 years, Karen. You're getting there.
Yeah, you will get there. We're mortgage free now, and it's so nice.
I'm mortgage free too.
Yeah, me too.
For a different reason.
Yeah.
But then I've had a mortgage since I was 25. So yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't stand a chance of getting a mortgage. I think. Oh,
I want some post, and I bet you I won't get any.
hello. Oh, not this one. Hang on. Oh, I've got 2 ready to go. Here we are.
And what I was going to say was with meeting Darren, because I was in the middle of telling my story of how I met Darren. So I'd met him. I could have met him a couple of times, because what I didn't realise was when we were children, his uncle lived across the road from me, and he used to go there for summer holidays, go and see his uncle. And we were probably playing on the same park as children, and we just never met.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, and then obviously he used to come in the shop, but I was with someone else. And then 2002, beginning of 2002, I moved back in with my parents, and one of my school friends lived around the corner, and we bumped into each other, and she said, "Oh, having a get together in a couple of weeks' time." Long story short is she was going to get married. They postponed the wedding for some reason. They were still together. They had to postpone the wedding, but they'd rented out loads of caravans for family members to stay in on the caravan park, and they were having a party on the caravan park. Did I want to come? And I said yes, and then I was going to back out at the last minute, because I thought, well, I only know Tracy and David, and I don't like going, somewhere different. But I convinced myself to go, and Darren was there at the party because he worked with David. And David said to me, "Oh, I haven't got your new mobile number. I'd only been there 5 minutes." And Dave said, "Oh, can I have your new mobile number?" And Darren went, "Can I have your number?" And I went, "No, you can't, you cheeky sod." And then we got talking, and we just spent the whole evening. There could have been nobody else there, because we just spent the whole evening talking. And he walked me home like the gentleman that he is. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, or even like later than that. And he said, "Well, do you want to go on an actual date?" And I said yes. So I think it was a couple of days later, he came round with flowers that weren't for me, they were for my mum. and he introduced himself to my parents and said, "I'd like to take your daughter out."
And then you took your mum out, and they've been together.
Was this in 1952, Karen?
I know.
Karen, sorry, not Karen. I
He
get
was
my
just the
K's
total opposite of any man I'd ever met, and he was just so lovely. And the more I knew him, the more I liked him. And my friend said for about a month I was just walking around with a stupid smile on my face. I was just so happy. It was like I was walking on air because he just made me so happy. It was so nice. Yes. I'm getting a bit sentimental, aren't I?
Sol's making fun of my face for some reason. Rude.
It's the face you pulled when Karen said he turned up with flowers for my mum. Yeah, it was that face. Christine, you were right in the first place. It was April 2019, the first Bristol meetup.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, and I didn't know Christine at the time, and she came up to me in charity shop and said, "Hello, you're Karen, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yes."
Well, it seems you're going, "Do you know who I am?"
Yes, she knew who you were.
Christine, I've got one of my scrunchies in that. Can you actually see that?
Yeah. They're nice.
Yeah.
I haven't quite got enough hair yet for scrunchie.
How about your pubes?
Huh?
How about your pubes?
Be a worry.
I don't have.
Could grow your armpit hair and have scrunchies under there.
Now that's an idea.
Yeah, Christine said she didn't know who you were.
Yes, she knew who I was. It's funny, the person I asked, did I know who I am? They had no clue who I was. They had no clue who anybody was apart from Nick.
And then you punch him in the face.
I love the fact that Nick introduces himself to people. I find that so funny. This is a meetup that Nick has organised, which means that everyone who is there knows who you are, Nick. And yet he still goes, "Hello, I'm Nick." And we're all like, "Yeah, we know."
We do.
When I met Andrea, I was like, "Do I curtsy?"
Oh.
Carol says my hair is getting long. It is. It hasn't been cut since January. It's getting a bit carried away with itself.
Wish mine would grow quicker.
Fringe has been cut. I chopped my fringe again last week, as you can probably tell by the slightly jagged weirdness of it.
Oh, I had my hair cut in February before my mum's birthday party, so that's all right.
I was on a call with my sister last night. Her husband cut her hair, and fair play, he's done a really decent job of it.
Good career for him after lockdown.
Yeah, he's done like quite a nice kind of like 1920 style bob on her, and it's like that's really nice, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's considering dyeing it pink as well because she works in probation, but she's been working from home, so just like she can, you know, do all of her work like on the computer, so it's fine. So she's like, well, before we have to go back and do it all properly, I'm just going to dye my hair pink for a while. I'm like, yes, excellent. Why not?
I'm sure we will meet up again, won't we? Have a meet up.
We'll meet again.
No,
I might be in a bubble. I might be there in a plastic bubble.
No when.
In a hazmat suit with a mask on.
That'd be a brilliant meetup if we were all just sat around in hazmat suits, waving at each other through our little windows.
yeah.
Oh, I'm so sleepy. I think I'm hungry. That's the thing. I haven't eaten yet.
Darren's still in
tempted
bed. I can
last
hear him
night.
snoring.
Sorry, who's snoring?
Darren.
I was tempted last night to drive to McDonald's and see what the queue was like. To have it in my head that I wasn't going to get to McDonald's, so that I wasn't disappointed when I got there if the queue was like, 85 miles along, that I was just going to go and look at the queue, But in the end I didn't go.
Yeah, it's been quite busy in the drive-through over the back of us.
Hmm.
I've just driven past and gone, "You're mad!" as I've sailed past.
That's it. I mean, I really, really want a McDonald's, but not badly enough to get in a 5-hour queue for one.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not
my
fond of
local
it.
chip shop is on the Just Eat app now. So Sunday, that is my treat, fish and chips.
Oh,
Karen's just said McDonald's is back on the Uber Eat app. Let's have a look at that.
yeah. We're having Thai food tonight, so that'll be nice.
I'm having leftover Indian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
We
I
had
love
steak
it.
last night. That's nice.
Oh,
That confused me no
You
end.
have Thai food apart from Thai green curry.
Well, we've got a good restaurant here, and it's quite expensive, but just every now and again, it's like, oh yes. And we have somewhere that does jerk chicken.
oh,
I mean, out here in the wilds of nowhere, and it's this couple who are basically running it from their home, and they barbecued the jerk chicken outside. It's like,
Nice.
yes, but it's delicious.
I do like jerk chicken.
But you know,
What confused?
this, Chris is saying that I could do a new Saturday morning show. But I could for the next few weeks because I have been every weekend. I have been sewing, so it has potential.
Indeed.
Yeah, Carla, why were you confused? You said I'm confused.
Because before Karen went live, I was watching your vlog from yesterday in which you said, I'm having Indian takeaway tonight. So in my head, you were having Indian takeaway tonight. So when you then just said just now, I'm having leftover Indian takeaway tonight, it just bamboozled me briefly. I was like, hang on, you haven't had your Indian takeaway yet. So how are you having leftovers? Because
She
my
showed it.
brain doesn't work very well.
Is that Carla? That's the past, right?
Okay, I listen.
Mm.
Well, if you could start each video with just for Carla, this has already happened.
This is and then when I speak to you next, I'll go, this is the present, and then I'll send you a message from the future when I get there. That's it.
Yes, next Saturday then I'll do this again, and I shall show some of the masks that I've made this week, so people can see them.
Oh yeah, Thornton said, did you hear about the man prosecuted that put down false one-way arrows in IKEA and make people who go around in circles and never find in the exit? That's me in IKEA anyway.
Yeah. They do that anyway, don't they? Have arrows on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, I get lost very easily. I've got no sense of direction.
I tried to do I don't want to go to like the kiddies' bedroom department because what's the point? So I'll just cut through there, and no, that doesn't work because but I'm back at the start. Like, no.
There should be a shortcut bit so you can get to the toilets, isn't there? There's usually that somewhere.
There is a shortcut so you can go straight to the market bit. I know the Croydon one had it because I knew where it was, so I could literally just and avoid. But yeah,
The one in Gateshead is absolutely ginormous. You've got to spend a day in that.
Oh, I couldn't. That's a torture. I don't want to spend longer in there than absolutely necessary.
My mum goes for a day out in IKEA. So get there and have like some food, and then go round, and then go back to the canteen and have like a little slice of cake.
No, I just don't enjoy shopping enough. I don't want. I like to go in, get what I need, and be gone. No.
Gone.
Unless it's a charity shop, obviously.
Although I'd love to have a wander around any shop at the moment, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did go to Holland and Barrett the other week, and I was like, oh, this is nice, because there's no one ever in Holland and Barrett, is there?
No.
Like, you just look at things without people jumping over me, and like I can just forget about social distancing because we're already very distant because there's no one in the bloody shop.
Exactly.
And I've got to find that bloody £6 voucher.
So did you say what you're having for tea tonight then, Carla? Have you decided what you're having tonight?
No, I don't think that far ahead.
No. I'll often go to Darren like 2 days before. So what do you want for tea on Friday? And he's like, I don't know. Sorry.
Oh God, no. I'll get asked in the morning what do you want for tea tonight, and if it's not a Friday or Saturday, I'm like,
I don't know.
find out later. So it's too early to decide on food. I really don't understand those people that can do like a whole week's meal planning and like, right, on Tuesday we're having bolognese and on Wednesday we're having steak and on like.
I've done it before and I never stick to it. I swap them around and stuff because it depends on what you fancy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I do swap around, but I roughly plan out a number of meals so that I'm not thinking, oh my God, what we're going to have. Especially we're not being able to just nip to a shop, you know. So I'm being a bit more planny.
I will plan if I'm going to do a roast because there's no point doing a roast for just me. So I want to do it for a time when both kids are going to be around. So then sometimes that might be planned 3 days in advance. But we're going to have a roast on Thursday because Nat's not working and Aunt will be around or whatever. But apart from that, most days I just go, I think I'm hungry. What have we got?
Yeah.
If it was just feeding me, then I certainly wouldn't bother because I'd do it much more on what I fancied. But because I've got to feed other people, it's like...
Yeah. I'm going to do a roast chicken dinner on Monday. I've got a chicken in the fridge.
I'll probably have steak tomorrow. I reckon we'll have steak tomorrow. Steak on a Sunday.
Nice.
I'm hungry now.
I'm just annoyed that I ordered a joint of beef from Morrison's, and because they didn't have it, they didn't send a replacement. They could have sent any joint, but I don't know if it's because I ordered rib of beef. They didn't send a replacement. I would have been happy with whatever.
Bye, Christine. Buddy, Christine's not in the room. Plainly, you don't need to look for her. You do my head in. Does my head in, neurotic dog.
Are you washing the wall, Mum? No, Mum's washing the door.
As you do.
If I just looked at my door, I thought that needs wiped down. So it's obviously door washing day.
International Door Washing Day. Hooray!
I'm going to go on first this week because my stomach is now rumbling.
Okay.
If you're still here when I finish stuffing my face, I might pop back in. But
Okay.
See you later, Carla.
Oh, I see. Fingerprints. Getting rid of the evidence.
I don't know if Karen's still in, but I've got some footballs. If her son would like that instead.
Oh, that's sweet.
A little bit of footballs.
I definitely talked myself out of walking into town today.
Is it raining your end as well?
It's really, really windy, and it's that there's like a light bit of rain in it as well. You know, that kind of, that if you're walking into town, if you're walking far, you're going to be like that the whole time. And
Mizzle.
Yeah, I just can't be dealing with that today.
No, it's not raining here, but it is still pretty windy and doesn't look pleasant.
No, sod that. Stay in. It's where it's safe.
Yes, this is the only bit of football I've got, Carrie, so you can have it. I'll write that down so I don't forget. There's my order book.
There we go.
Are you on Instagram, Carrie? Or I think, are we friends on Facebook? I think we are. Send me a message. I'll probably get it made tomorrow. See, I hope people can appreciate how much work goes into just prepping some fabric. For a professional, I could just sew it as it is, but then it doesn't look professional. And I've been looking on eBay and Etsy loads of people are making face coverings and selling them, and some of them are just shockers. I just think, I can't believe you've got the gall to sell that.
Yeah, well, they're just jumping on the bandwagon, aren't they?
Yes.
I'm just going to go and get some clothes from garage to pack up. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
Get some orders. Won't be long.
You got any plans for today, Heather?
No, not really. Like I say, I'm just trying to work my way through some listings. But I'm having problems with my camera. I've got loads of pictures on it, and it's not bloody downloading. And I ordered a new cable, and it's still not doing it. So I haven't chucked it out the window yet. But I'm going to get hubby to have a look at it and see if he can make it work, because I'm going to cry otherwise. I've got hundreds of pictures.
Hasn't got Bluetooth on it.
No, it's a camera.
Yeah.
I've got one of these. So I don't think it's that advanced.
Got the Bluetooth on where you can just send it to your computer.
Yeah, I don't think, I'm not aware of that being a function. I can't see anything. But it's quite an old camera. See, I used to use my phone until my phone got stolen.
Yeah.
And this one takes rubbish pictures. So we dug out the camera again, but it's a pain. I'm getting fed up with technology.
Yeah.
It's one of my sort of 101 things is technology. It doesn't do what it's supposed to. Is an absolute blood boiler for me. I just can't. Where my patience flips.
Right, I've got enough for 2 skulls ones. If anyone likes skulls.
Topical.
Bit morbid. It's actually quite bright here. It was raining before, but it's brightened up now, but it's still windy.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get the nice weather back again, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that was nice. I was enjoying sitting in the garden.
However, when it's, like this, more inclined to do work, I guess.
Yeah.
There is that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get ahead while you can, isn't it?
Exactly. I've got loads of drafts ready to schedule because I'm scheduled up to the 14th, but that's not that far away now. And until I can get all my pictures downloaded.
This is what I need to do. This is full of sandals, Clark sandals.
I'll get them on then, quick.
Oh, definitely.
That's what I've decided. In the week I'll do eBay, and then at weekends I'll do sewing.
Yeah.
Doing the sewing is like a job.
Yeah, it sort of separates it up then, doesn't it? And I know you enjoy the sewing more than the eBaying, so.
Yeah.
But those Clark sandals should fly out now. Perfect time to get them on.
Yeah. I bought that new lighting setup, and I think I've used it once, so I really need to get that sorted.
Oh yeah.
I didn't show the other 2 bits I've prepped, so I've got some Avengers.
Oh,
That's fun.
And I've got some bit of Star Wars.
that's cool.
And I'll do the naked ladies now.
Oh yeah.
Jules just said, Karen has done more ironing in the last hour than I've done in an entire year, and in my entire life.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I've probably ironed less than 10 things in my life, I reckon.
This is the ironing board and iron that is just for sewing. I've got separate ironing board and iron for normal ironing.
Of course you do.
Of course.
No, because when you're ironing fabric, you mustn't use steam. So, and to make the iron last longer, you never put water in it, it lasts longer. And I've got a special covering on my ironing board that reflects the heat more and stops the starch from soaking in. Whereas if I just use the normal ironing board cover, all the starch would soak in. So there's meaning in my madness.
Okay.
It makes me happy.
Crazy.
Whereas when I'm doing normal ironing, I use steam because it's better. I get my ironing, I let it pile up until I've got a good sort of half a day's worth, and then I'll spend a whole half a day doing the ironing.
I must admit, yeah, I'm not going to dig out an ironing board for a small amount, but
Yeah.
I tend to iron things more like if I'm reselling something that really needs a good go over. Then I'm quite quick though. I don't do a very professional job. I'm literally get in there, get it done, get it out. I just don't like standing around ironing.
Mummy likes ironing, don't you, Mummy?
Just finished ironing socks.
Oh, that's great, Claire.
I have iron socks in the past.
Yes, we used to iron socks and pants, and then we managed to like cry you off them and go, no, you still iron pants. Yeah, still iron pants.
I don't iron underwear and I don't iron bedding.
Mum just said you can't have crinkly bottoms.
Of course not. What horror.
They stretch when you put them on anyway, so you won't.
No, from South Africa with the noodles.
Oh, it's a habit that she got in South Africa with the nunus, which are little bugs that you'll find like in the drawers and in your kitchen and stuff. So you iron them, kill them, and get rid of them.
Oh, okay. So it's born out of necessity. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
We don't have nunus here, whatever those are.
Nunus.
We have noodles and otters.
Nunus and otters. Nunus and otters.
Horse
And
fly.
horse fly. Okay.
Fair enough.
Oh, one of my neighbours was South African. Campbell, his name was. He's full of stories.
Sidifrican. Dear Sidifrican. When my cousin Shelley came over from South Africa, she was like, oh, you know, she said to me about me having a thick Welsh accent. And then she says, I don't have an accent.
I think you'll find you do.
Like, love.
Yeah. Have you listened to yourself lately?
Yeah.
Still give me a sentence to say in Suffolk, because I'm trying to think. My mum says music and computer.
Computer.
That's it.
She always says music.
We done totally. That's Nora.
Norvik.
I can't read and I can't write, but I can drive my tractor.
Yes.
This one's quite cool. It's 60s Batman comic.
Oh,
Oh,
that's cool.
These are all like limited edition fabrics as well, because they don't make them after they've made that first run, and these are a few years old, so there will be none you can buy.
Secret.
bless you, cat.
My mum obviously is not watching YouTube because I think my mum's ringing, but I'll ring her back. I can hear the phone.
Ah,
Only two people that ring me is my mum and my sister on the home phone. Still ringing. I'll text her.
I'm not in.
Yeah, I can't say I'm not in, can I?
You haven't got that excuse, you see. Right. Oh, black cat on a black jumper. That's useful. Yeah. He's just sprawled across a load of clothing. I can never say I've got a pet-free home. I never would.
See, Monty doesn't really come in here. I mean, I don't put pet-free home anymore.
No, I wouldn't.
He doesn't really come in here, and he doesn't molt very much at all.
Well, you're very lucky there. This thing sheds like you wouldn't believe.
That's one of the reasons why I got him, because I can't like if I go around a friend's house that's got a cat or a dog, I have to take antihistamines.
Yeah.
Whereas cockapoos are hypoallergenic.
My sister's got a cockapoo. We call him Floof.
What colour?
He's very Floof. He's like and was it apricot?
Hello.
Yeah. Apricot, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're cute.
He's lovely. He's called Cooper. Super Cooper. But I just always called him Floof because he's big floof ball. And then that's caught on, so they call him Floof now as well.
Oh.
But he's lovely, and he's got proper human eyes. Honestly, it looks like there's a human trapped in a dog, and they're going like I'm a dog. What? How did this happen?
It's funny how different cockapoos are, though. Like different ones that you see, because my sister-in-law, she has a dog share, so she has a cockapoo at the weekends, and
Dog shit.
so different to Monty. They don't get on, actually. They're both jealous of each other. They're all right when they're out on a walk, but in a house, they are not good. Someone asking there how much my masks are. So the licensed ones are £7 each, and all the other stuff is £6 each, and then it's just a one-off postage of £2.50. So it doesn't matter how many masks you order, I'll just charge £2.50 postage. And a lovely lady who she was in the chat was she in last week? She was in she might have been in Cellar Ladies. Susan, thank you very much, Susan, ordered 19 masks off me.
Oh.
Yesterday and said she was really pleased with them. So thank you so much, Susan.
Well, that kept you busy.
It did. And she said she's going to order some more as well. So thank you.
That sounds like the whole family is getting them, and the neighbours, and yeah.
She had 2 of each design, and then 5 denim ones.
Cool. Yeah, my mum's got a floral one that she made. Very kind of chintzy, you know. But it covers half her head, though.
Here's a little tip, a little sewing tip, well, an ironing tip if you're using starch. If you put the iron on the starch too early, you end up with white powder all over your iron. If you just get the iron and sweep it across the side of your ironing board, it takes it off. There you go. Tip there.
That is a tip that I will never use in my life. But thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Right, so.
And I had quite a few people ask me to do a get to know your sewing machine YouTube video, because there's a lot of people out there. Oh, there's Susan. Thank you, Susan. A lot of people out there saying that they've got sewing machines like up in the loft and they don't have the first clue how to use them. So I am going to do a tutorial video of how to wind the bobbin, how to thread the needle, basically a little show around the sewing machine, what different things do.
That's
So
good.
that maybe people would have a go at sewing themselves.
It's a good idea. I've got a sewing machine underneath, a Singer sewing machine underneath this desk here that I need to sell. So, yeah.
I think the sale of
Oh.
sewing machines has gone up by 400% recently.
Yeah, I need to put it on. I don't want to post it. I'd rather have someone collect, to be honest.
Carol just said in the chat that she had 5 boxes and they're all different personalities. Now, when I was a kid, we had pet ducks,
Oh,
and they were called Bombay and Orange, and they were in our back garden. And then there was a wall that used to, like the back garden wall next to the neighbours, and the neighbours had a box called Bonnie. And the wall was made out of these blocks that they were a square, and then a square like in the middle. So like they were holes, if you know what I mean. Like a big square and then a little square hole in the middle. And the dog was so like wanting to like see the ducks and get closer to the ducks that she would put her head through the tiny little square like that, and then her ears would pop out like that, and she'd be looking at the ducks going, and then she'd pull back and she'd realise that like she's stuck, like because of her ears. And so she'd pull back really hard and take the middle of the brick out. So there was like a hole in the brick. But there was loads of holes. So stupid dog didn't just go back to use one hole that was already made, which was now big enough to put her head through. No, she'd do it like 5 different places all over the wall.
oh.
So yeah, she wasn't the most intelligent of dogs. But I tell you what, if she'd have like she chased my cat once, my cat did. What would it do? And caught it, and then just went, oh, what do I do now? Like I've got it in a corner. Now what? Like, and then I think my cat just went, oh, bugger off. But yeah, she was a jokey thing, bless her.
Oh.
There's a cat near here that taunts Monty. He'll just walk backwards and forwards across the fence, just taunting him. Monty just goes wild.
Yeah, going
Like, yeah, you can't get me.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my cat. My other cat will saunter along the fence and look at the little dog who's called Kenny next door, who's kind of going apeshit for him, and he literally flicks up a middle claw and then just teases him, dangles his tail a bit, and then shoots off.
That's
A bit
so
of
violent.
dead zombies left as well.
That's a cool one.
Oh.
Again, maybe slightly like,
Topical.
on the
But people will like it.
yeah. They're like Walking Dead, yeah. But yeah, that's why I absolutely love cats. They are just like,
Did you wear a mask with cats all on it?
no, probably not. No. I don't think I own. I did have a cat print dress, and I don't think I ever wore it. I used to. I know this sounds bizarre. When I worked in the record shop, I used to wear a tail.
Yeah.
Because everyone that works in a record shop is weird. So I used to wear a long black tail because I was weird.
Why not?
Because why not? Yeah. Because we did have uniforms, but it was only like a t-shirt with the logo on, and then you could wear whatever else you wanted.
Right, my mum hasn't replied, so I'm assuming it was my sister that rang then. Whoever it was, they were ringing for a long time.
Well, if they didn't leave a message, it can't have been that urgent.
They might have done.
Mm.
Oh, here's a bit of the Walking Dead comic.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Neat.
Yeah.
These are all like bits left over from when I used to make the covers, and I couldn't get any more of the fabric.
See, it's good that you don't need that much fabric for them as well, isn't it? So you can use all the openings and bits.
No, it wasn't Mel that rung. Okay, I'm perplexed now. Oh well.
It was me.
It could have been the bank. Oh, that's another reason why I was so cheerful yesterday, Lex.
What's that?
I said that I was going to have to start paying interest on my Santander credit card in July.
Yeah.
I suddenly got a message from Halifax saying, we've got a balance transfer offer for you, 0% for 12 months. So I thought, I'll just do it. Like I normally, when they send me offers, that I normally get rejected, and I thought I'll just do it and see. And it got accepted. So I've transferred the whole balance from the Santander back to the Halifax in 12 months, 0%.
So close the Santander one, cancel, close, cut up, all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So you never use it again. Yes.
But
Karen.
what do I do if I need something emergency like a washing machine?
Karen. No.
What?
No.
That way lies trouble.
Exactly.
Step away from the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cancel it, close it, never use it again. And
It's
then
still stuck with a bit of paper. I never used it. I only ever used it for a balance transfer from the Halifax to that because it was 0% for 3 years. So I've done a balance transfer on it twice.
just get rid. Cut it up, get rid of it.
It's still on the bit of paper, as I say. I've never used it.
Yeah. So you don't need it, do you?
No.
Yeah. Temptation otherwise, isn't it?
Exactly.
I suppose if I needed an emergency fridge or a washing machine, I've got my Littlewoods, which is 0% anyway.
Yeah.
My catalogue.
Yeah, there's always ways. Or, like crazy, but you could sell things and make some money and, that's just like...
Gosh. That's the true. Wow.
So no, get rid of it, and then the money that you're getting or that you've got, stick it on that card now. Pay some more.
Yeah, I haven't had a credit card for probably at least 15 years.
I've got one.
To the point.
And the only reason why I had a balance on it is because I ordered tickets for a show, and that was it. And now the show has been cancelled. Like I paid off that credit card; it's at zero. Now the show has been cancelled. They're going to refund me £500 onto my credit card, which I paid off.
Oh.
Hopefully, you'll get high interest on it then.
Well, I think they HSBC, because all of my accounts are with HSBC. They're not with like a lot of different places. So I think they'll just transfer it straight into my current account, or I can phone them up and request for that. And then in that case, I'll just put it back into straight into my savings account.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like about 450 quid coming back to me in July.
You've just reminded me, I do have an ISA that has about £600 in it at the minute, so I do have money there.
So you've got a little buffer fund, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you don't cut it up, get that money, pay it off your card, and then why don't you give yourself like a target of £5 every week? You're going to pay off that card.
Where is it? Where is that card? I'll do it now, right? Because otherwise I won't do it.
Good. Yes. But don't show us like close up. Show us.
No.
Yeah, we don't need to see. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Now cut it up. Do it. And no, don't do it that way. Do it first of all. You do it down the numbers. So cut across the middle of the numbers. Cut across the middle of the numbers right now.
Right. I'm not doing it unless I get 10 yeses in the side chat.
Come on, Miss. Do it.
Yes.
You've got 2 from me and Heather.
If you think I should cut this credit card up. Put yes in the side chat.
See, there you go.
Here they come.
See, cut it up, says Kath Farmer. Cut, says Joan. Yes. See?
How many? Yes,
Oh, God. Okay, hang on. Right. We have got Kath. Well, Mandy says, well done, Karen. I'm presuming that's a yes.
That's
Sam, Joan, Sue, Peter, Dawn, Carrie, Carol, Leanne, Laura, Claire, Susan, Julie. 14 enough for you, Karen?
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Across the numbers.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Right, now the chip. Cut through the chip. There you go. And now you can just cut however you want. Cut the bit.
I hope those weren't your
Not
best.
dressmaking scissors.
I hope they weren't your best fabric scissors, because that won't be really good.
Yeah.
Well done, Karen. Well done.
Oh my God. You do realise my other credit, I've only got £430 that I can spend on my other credit card.
You're not going to.
Yeah, you're not gonna spend that £430.
No,
That's not your money to spend.
no.
You'll only have to pay it back, and then it'll be a pain.
Yeah.
I've been in debt for 10 years. I don't want to be in debt anymore.
Exactly. You feel so good not to.
But well done. That was good.
Thank you. I do feel like crying, but it's got to be done.
No, you don't. No, you don't, because you've got an ISA with money in it. Like,
Yeah. As I said, I paid off the Littlewoods in full last week, and my plan is when I get my next statement in for my JD Williams catalogue, that's getting paid off in full. And then it's time to put as much money off the other credit card as possible until that's paid off.
Well done.
It's just over £4,000.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
so what's your minimum payment per month at the moment?
I think it's about £55.
Okay.
Usually, yeah. Normally, Darren, Darren pays like 80 and I pay 40, so we always pay more. Because
So
obviously that credit card, we bought half the kitchen and the fridge, freezer, and the washing machine and stuff like that. So it's both of our debt. So he pays it as well, even though it's in my name.
So could you try to pay back on top of what you normally pay, that £40? Do you reckon you could pay another £5 a week off it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then you are paying £60. Darren's paying 80, which is a little bit more equal, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's really chipping away at it.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if it's on 0%.
Yeah. So 1,400 of that 4,000 will be 0% for a year. So the interest will be lower than what it would be if I'd have kept it on both cards. It was about to be 17% interest on the Santander.
Ouch.
So. Oh, this one's good. Blood spatters.
Ooh, that'll make people keep their distance. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. How's Peter in? Hi, Peter. I didn't see him there.
Morning.
See, I knew I had to do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. I could have just said to you, Lex, I've done it, and I probably wouldn't have done.
Well,
I have to do that, you see.
brilliant. Really good.
I've literally had that card 2 days because I lost the other one. It's in the house somewhere. It never took off the paper, so it's in this house somewhere. But I couldn't find it, so I had to ring them and say, "Can you send me a replacement?" So I've literally had that not even 2 days.
Peter, the video this morning is showing as private, apparently, says Kath.
I hadn't had a credit card ever. And the only reason I got one was when we were going to apply for a mortgage. And I wish I'd never got one because it is just so easy to spend on a credit card.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why what you've just done is good. Like you've just said it yourself, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. To be honest, there's nothing I really need at the moment. I mean, I'd love a new kitchen, but I don't need it.
No.
Yeah. The difference between wanting and needing, I think, is not always easy.
Anyway, there's no point in buying a new kitchen until I buy this flat. Because it's not my kitchen, is it?
Well, no, don't. Jeez, yeah.
Oh no, don't spend money on it if it's not your place.
No.
You're adding value to their property. That's
Yeah.
great.
That's why we just bought the basic kitchen from what do you call it? Wix. We bought the basic one because the council wouldn't give us a new kitchen, even though the one that was here was falling apart when we moved in.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
I've heard people say that before about council properties, because when I was in Croydon, our neighbours, the big house next to us, for some reason was a council house, and they were in the same position. So when we had our kitchen done, because their house was the exact mirror of ours, we gave them our old kitchen, so they were able to just put it all in, because it was still very serviceable. It just didn't suit us anymore.
Well, the thing is, we done a swap. We done a flat swap with someone else, and they got an absolutely beautiful flat with a lovely kitchen that had been put in 2 years before, because they'd only been put in 2 years ago. I think that's why the council said no. But she'd absolutely trashed this kitchen, whereas mine still looked new.
Jeez.
And yeah, she got a lovely flat. We got an absolute poo hole with a nice garden.
Yeah, it swings and roundabouts.
Right, I've got to shoot off, ladies.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I really ought to go and get dressed, because it's nearly midday and I'm still sat here in my dressing gown, working, but not dressed.
Yes, right. So thank you very much, Cara.
Thank you.
Thank you for a lovely chat.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I need to go and make brunch actually soon, so I'm probably going to go as well. Thanks, Heather.
Bye, Carwyn. Take care.
Bye. See you later. I'm just going to iron this last bit of fabric and then I shall shoot off myself. I don't know how long I've been on. Does it say somewhere how long I've been on? 2 hours, blimey. That's gone really quick. Oh, hi, Andy. Hi, Lainey. You all right? I think Carrie was going as well. Thanks, Carrie. Get the housework done. Yeah, I think this is quite cool, this blood spatters. I can hear that Darren's got up now as well, so I'll go and make us a mixed grill brunch. I'll just quickly show you what else I've got, what I'm going to iron. So I've got a bit of Superman. Oh, there's a bit more of the Batman. A bit of the Batman logo. Spider-Man comic. Avengers 60s type comic. Some more skulls. Ant-Man. I can't remember what they're called. What's the not the Avengers, the DC version with Superman and Wonder Woman and Flash. I can't remember what they're called. I'm sure somebody knows. A bit more Batman. A bit more Spider-Man. Bit more Modern Avengers. And I love this one. I've got this from that was a special order for someone who wanted a cover made out of, it looks like clouds, so that obviously needs ironing. So have I got any dinosaurs or Pokemon? I have got Pokemon. Justice League, well done, Lainey. Thanks, Mandy. Yes, I can't believe that I cut my credit card, but I did. Lex made me do it. Right, thanks everyone for joining. It's nice to see you all and have a chat this morning. And I'll catch you hopefully next Saturday. And I'll see you on Cellar Ladies on Friday. See you later. Nearly pressed leave studio instead of end broadcast again.